The National Medicine Regulatory Authority Bill was taken up for debate in Parliament today. The second reading of the bill was passed in Parliament today and the final vote was postponed to Friday, where amendments will be included in the committee session. Now, opening the debate on the second reading of the bill in Parliament today, President Maithripala Sirisena noted that pharmaceutical companies had made payments to facilitate the disappearance of the bill when it was initially compiled.
The current opposition leader, Nimal Siripala de Silva, had already completed a portion of this task back then. In December 2011, a progress review meeting of the Ministry of Health was held at Temple Trees and was chaired by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. At the end of this meeting, I announced that work on the medicine bill had been concluded. At this point, the chief officer at the Legal Draftsman's Department, Teresa Pereira, said the bill could be completed and presented to Cabinet in a week. A week passed, and then 2 weeks passed. The bill was not presented. When I called the Legal Draftsman's Department, they informed me that they had nothing related to this in their possession and that this was in the possession of the former chief officer at the Legal Draftsman's Department. When I called her at her residence, she said that although she had retired, she could still furnish the bill as it had been saved on her computer. In the end, there was no computer, no bill, and she too went missing. I was informed later that 2.5 million rupees each had been collected from close to 400 pharmaceutical companies and related institutions. I do not know what happened to that money, but everyone knew who was in charge of the Legal Draftsman's Department. Mahinda Rajapaksa told me on many occasions when I was a minister that there was no need to speak of corruption and fraud and that the Auditor General would look after it. Honourable Speaker, all the ministers and MPs in this House are aware of how despondent the minister is when such a statement is made to him before the officials. The next piece of advice I was given was that I should not be suspicious of all the officials. Let them work freely the way they wish to. When that was said, the corrupt officials started engaging in fraud and corruption without restraint. Honourable Speaker, today I can be happy that this happened, because if it had been rectified, I would not be President today.
We do not have a proper quality lab at present. There are problems with quality. Although we look at the quality of samples, what comes out is not of the same quality. While prescribing the generic medication, the doctor may, if required only, place a brand name within brackets. But we will establish a quality assessment lab soon, and it will be independent of the ministry.
The adoption and implementation of the Seneka Bibile policy brings Sri Lanka great respect in the health sector across the globe, and we are happy to be able to confer that respect on our President Maithripala Sirisena today. Thereby, as the opposition, we have decided to extend our fullest support to this bill. There is no doubt about that.
The President was in the canteen and we did not even know that he was there. It was a security personnel that informed us that the President was inside. In the past, when the President was due in Parliament, all of Parliament was shivering from morning. Parliament officials trembled, but that is not the case today and we appreciate it. Poor people cannot go to hospital. Honourable Minister, yesterday the mother of one of my members went to a private hospital complaining of breathing difficulty. When she was discharged, the bill was 350,000 rupees. The patient dies when they are discharged.